watching the WB11 Morning News.
And get in control. We're taking this ATV, or rather that bike, there for a spin with the push of a few buttons. Don't miss it when we get behind the wheel next. Now, whether you want to travel by land, air, or sea, it doesn't get easier than this. We've got the latest in remote control cars and planes. Patrick Grady from Radio Shack is here with the goods. Patrick, thanks for being with us.
Good to be here.
Let's get started with something for the air. Very cool here. Tell us about this Mustang.
Well, this is an airplane. That's one of the coolest things, is it flies. It goes in the air. Kind of makes sense that an airplane would, but you don't want to do it in the studio because you might take out a light
or an eye.
Or something maybe more important than that. But you launch it, and then you drive it with this remote control. It's so easy that an 8-year-old can use it. Not a lot to it. And it's only $69.
Very cool. Very lightweight there, too. Yeah. All right, moving on here. We've got this motorcycle. Now, this is a cool item. Tell me about this.
Unbelievable. This is $129. It's a Ricky Carmichael remote control. They call it the RCRC. Mm-hmm. It is a very cool product. This guy kind of goes all over depending on what kind of stunts you're doing. And again, this is way too fast for the suit. It's actually 2,000 feet per minute,
wow.
Which is almost 2,000, which is really, really fast. Kind of gives you an idea of the speed. It's definitely not something you want on the living room floor.
Now, is this something a lot of adults would buy?
This is actually the only one that's... all the toys are great for 8-year-olds and up. This one, actually, you should be about 12.
Wow.
Depending on your skill levels. But absolutely, adults would buy all of these toys.
All right, let's move on. We've got something called the X-Mod here.
X-Mod is a very unique remote-controlled toy. This is something that people that get into these really get into them. There's actually a website for it. They have blogs. They have all kinds of things. This is something you get in a box. You put it together. You can buy customized wheels, customized tires. You do all kinds of things to make these things perform the way you want them to. One of the great things about these is that you can race them on 6 different frequencies, as opposed to most remote-control cars. You can only do 2. These have been designed so that you can get a lot of people together and actually have some fun at the same time.
Looks like they got a lot of get up and go there, too.
They're pretty quick for a little car.
All right, let's move on to the Zip Zaps. Now, you were telling me an interesting story about these. It's very cool.
These are something when Radio Shack buyers were in Asia. They go a couple times a year,
right.
And they were there in 2002, and they saw cars kind of like this on boardrooms and in business rooms and in restaurants and all kinds of places.
Not kids, business people.
They're talking 40, 50 years old playing with these things on boardroom tables. And they decided to try and bring that back into the U.S. and kind of create a craze, and we did. We engineered the car specifically according to focus groups, what they wanted, what they needed, easy to use. One of the cool things about Zip Zaps, as opposed to some of these, you might have experience with some of the batteries. Right. You have to plug them in for 4 hours and then charge them. There's some quick ways.
Yeah.
You pop this on top of here for 60 seconds, and then it runs.
All right, let's move on to the hovercraft. First, very quickly, what is a hovercraft, and tell us about this one.
Well, a hovercraft is something that hovers above the surface. Kind of makes sense. It's not too tough. But the thing about this is you can run it on the water. You can run it on ice. You can run it on shag carpet, I think, but I haven't tried it. I don't have that at home. It goes a little slower in the water than it does on the air. I mean, on the hard surface.
Definitely, you can have a lot of fun with this, though.
Very cool toys.
All right, Patrick, thank you so much for coming in and showing us these very cool toys. And for more information on how to get these remote controls in your hands, log on to RadioShack.com.